everyone, my name is Christy Sperber and I am your instructor for CHEM 160, Introduction to Forensic Science. I know it's been kind of a weird week that I don't have access to Blackboard. Hopefully it'll be okay for next week, it'll work. If not, I'll just keep emailing you. What we're doing right now is we're going to do chapter 1 this week and then introduce chapter 2 as well. And then next week we'll be doing chapter 2 and chapter 3. The best thing you can do is to read the chapter and then look at the review questions afterwards and till I get everything online. I'll be putting videos on YouTube instead of Blackboard until I get access to Blackboard. Okay, so I just gonna go over the syllabus on this video, just so you can look through it a little more. If you have any questions, you can let me know. So our meeting times are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1:25 to 2:20 p.m. You are not required to log in at that time. That only time you need to be physically at your computer during 1:25 to 2:20 p.m. is when we're taking exams. So when we take exams, you have to log into the Zoom meeting with your video. You're going to be muted, and then you're going to take your test. So I'm going to be present watching you take your test. And if you have any questions, then you can ask me and I'll be there to answer the questions. But that's the only time. We're going to have 5 exams, I think. We'll look. So right now, my email is to be announced because it depends on what the Blackboard assigns me. I don't have a phone number in the office. I'm completely remote, so I do not have an office at CSU-Pueblo on campus. So the department office phone is right here and fax number. I don't have a direct line. The best way to reach me is through email because I get it on my phone and I'll always have it. So office hours are through Zoom. I'll send a meeting link and then you can click on it and say join meeting at any time during 9:00 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays 4 to 5 p.m. If you need different times, you can always ask me and I can do by appointment. So for CHEM 160, what you're doing, the main focus of this class is to overview forensic science. It includes crime scene investigation, evidence collection, microscopy techniques, arson, fingerprints, serology, and DNA. There are so many different aspects to forensic science. We're gonna look at them all. There's a lot of content in this class, so I suggest you keep up and keep pace instead of lagging behind. I am gonna be putting up videos and lectures ahead of time, so I'll put all of chapter 2 up, I'll put all of chapter 3 up, and so you can kind of work at your own pace if you want. If you want to get ahead, then you can get ahead and then not have to worry about it for a little, but it's completely up to you. So the goal of this course, so I'm just going to go over the important parts of the syllabus. I know you can read, so you can read it yourself. I'm not going to read it off here. I'm just going to highlight some important things. So again, what we're doing in this class is to classify and identify forensic evidence, how to collect it, preserve it, and analyze it. We become familiar with all the forensic science databases that are out there. To learn about the application of forensic science to criminal and civil laws. Forensic means law, which could be criminal or civil. So forensic science is just the application of science to criminal and civil laws. And then learn how to apply chemistry to forensic science. We're going to talk about some biology as well because of DNA, but mainly most of the techniques used are chemistry related, chemical related. This is your required textbook right here. You can get it at the CSU-Pueblo bookstore. If you cannot get it or cannot afford it, I will be putting all the important stuff on Blackboard. The main thing for you, if you wanted to use it, is for the review questions in the after end of the chapters. But I'll also post review questions, so it's really up to you. The course requirements, So it's suggested that you do the end of chapter questions. This helps you see what type of questions and what information you should be knowing for each chapter, the highlights of it. But again, I'll put some review questions as well. So there will be 5 exams throughout the semester and then 1 cumulative final at the end of the semester. All these classes or all these exams are open book because there's no way we can tell you not to do open book over online. So sometimes I have seen open book be good for students, and then other times I've seen it hinder them because all they're doing is looking through their notes and they don't have time to do the exam. So make sure if it's an open book and you're looking through your notes in your book that they're organized. So all the exams will cover information from the textbook and the lectures. They'll be administered through Blackboard. There are 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, it will automatically close the quiz and you cannot go any further. There'll be practice quizzes available for each chapter. They're optional, they're not graded. It's up to you if you want to do them. Just gives you extra practice and to see what kind of questions will be on the exam. There will also be 5 assignments throughout the semester. Collaboration on exams or homework isn't allowed. If you want to ask questions about the homework, see what other people are doing, if they have the same questions, you can always start a discussion thread on Blackboard and people can ask questions, get answers through that. There are no incomplete grades. Makeup exams, if you know you're going to be absent, let me know and we'll do a different time for the exam. We'll try to work with you as much as I can. Late assignments. So for assignments, Blackboard will automatically shut it off and you can't submit your assignment past 11:59 p.m. If you need to do a late assignment, let me know. Email your assignment. But anytime after the assignment is due, it is going to be a maximum of 50%. So if you turn it in an hour late, you still can only get a 50%. But you can turn it up to 48 hours, so 2 days after the due date, with a maximum of 50%. If you don't, then you get a grade of 0. Again, there's going to be a large amount of material covered in a shorter period of time, so just make sure you keep up with the information. Grading, you'll be based on 5 100-point exams, and a 100-point final exam. There are 6 assignments worth 200 points each. So the total number of points, it's not 500, it's 800. Yes, it's 800, not 500. The lowest grade of the 5 one-hour exams is going to be dropped. But the final exam won't be dropped. You have to take it. You cannot cheat. If you cheat, you get a grade of 0 and you fail the test. If you cheat and you fail the test, that is not a test that you can drop. So I broke down the number of points, what grade you're going to get. They aren't fraction gradings. You're not going to get an A+ or A-. It's just an A or a B. So credit hours, undergraduate work requires a minimum of 37.5 hours per credit for the semester between work and preparation and homework. You're going to need to do those if you want to be successful. The whole course is through Blackboard. Assignments, lectures, quizzes, I put assignments twice, and exams are available on Blackboard. This is a different type of first week, and I don't have access to Blackboard, so we're doing YouTube videos. It is your responsibility to check Blackboard on a regular basis. I suggest checking Blackboard once every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in case I post something on those days. Sometimes they will be sent to your university email, so if you don't check that, then you need to start checking it. Important dates. The last day to drop from the class is January 28th. The last day to withdraw without a W is the 29th. The last day to withdraw I think it's supposed to be February 29th. Last day to withdraw with the W is 3/13. So with a W, it will stay on your transcript as a withdrawal. Without a W, it's not going to affect anything. You're not really going to see it. If you need to drop the course, please let me know and let your major advisor know. In case you have questions, or if you don't think you're doing well in the class and you want to drop it, just ask me and I'll give you a realistic idea of what's actually going on. If you don't talk to your major advisor and it's a required course, then they're not going to be happy with you. If you're having trouble with the course or the instructor, I would appreciate it if you communicated to me first and let me know, and I can try to change things or assess any of your issues and try to help you as much as I can with that. So this is our, I don't know, I'm blanking, schedule again. So we have, so you have 2 and 3. So first week is chapter 1, chapter 2, and then we're going to continue chapter 2 and chapter 3. And then your first assignment is going to be due on the 29th. I will be posting the assignment on Blackboard as soon as I can, so you can start seeing what's needed to be done. Again, I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff on Blackboard ahead of time, and that way you can go at your own pace. So for these, down here we have chapter 4 and then half of chapter 5 again, and then your exam is on the Friday, which means on the Wednesday I will have a review session. That way we can kind of go over what we all did for each one for the whole time leading up to the exam. I will be doing that for each exam. There will always be a review of the class before the exam. If you have questions, you can email them to me or do a discussion and I can address them. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a live stream for the video review session. Probably be best, but I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And then it keeps going. We're going to cover every chapter instead of chapter 15 due to time. Our final exam is Monday, May 3rd between 1 and 3:20 p.m. Again, that is when we'll have to do over Zoom and I'll be watching. So to be successful in this class, watch the lecture videos and take notes. Pretty basic. Keep up on the material. I already said that. Ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask me questions. I am always available to answer questions. I don't have anything else to do, so just let me know. Group discussions are great. There's always a discussion tab in Blackboard. If you put your question on there, other people in the class can answer it or pose their own questions that go off of yours, start a new thread. It is really great. The study groups on there will be really helpful. It's great to see how other people can explain things. It's recommended you do the problems at the end of the book. They're not mandatory. The Science Learning Center, it's open Monday, January 18th, so it's already open. And it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 p.m. It is for biology, chemistry, and physics courses, so STEM courses. And they have tutors there. They help you with quizzes. Students are statistically more likely to pass their science class when they use this Science Learning Center regularly. It's in the Life Science building on the first floor, and they're happy to help. These are also additional student resources: the Blackboard website, university website, our library, tutoring service, writing room, STEM Learning Center, blah, 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 blah. Okay, test taking strategies. These are just overviews of any test you're going to do, but I just wanted to remind you of what they are. So Dr. Jim Carcella, who's the lab teacher, these were taken from him, so he might have the same thing, just so you know. You need to have a positive attitude. Difficult questions will raise your anxiety and make you stall on them, and you'll lose time. Go to different questions that you know. It'll make your confidence go up, and you can return back to those difficult ones. Don't look for patterns. If the last 4 answers are C, it's next one, you don't need to think that it's a pattern. It's not going to be like, oh, it's C. Rely on your first impressions. The answer that comes to mind is usually correct. This happens a lot. You think, I'm not sure about this, and then you reread it again and again, and you talk yourself into a different question or answer. It's not good. If any of you play fantasy football or fantasy sports, it's called tinkering with your lineup. Your lineup's going to be, first impression is what you should do for your lineup. Well, the more you tinker with it, your stars are going to be on the bench. So negative words, make sure you just read the directions carefully, and to notice these, you can always underline them or anything, just so you read the question correctly. Plan to finish early and have time to review. So the best thing to do is to return to the difficult questions you marked for review, proofread your essays. There will be an essay question. Make sure you answer all the questions. So what my professor told me when I was in physical chemistry, you never have enough time to finish the exams. He said, no matter what you do, even if you're the smartest kid. What he always said is go straight to the essay questions because they are worth the most. Go straight there. If you don't know how to answer all of them, answer what you can. Go through the multiple choice and do the ones you know right off the bat. Maybe put a circle or a star next to the ones you don't know, and then come back to them later. That way you're not getting stuck on a question for too long and then you can't finish the test. And if you're stuck, try to get stuck on something that has higher point value so you can get the most points you can. Every test is a practice session. After you're done your test, it's really good to look back on what you missed, what type of question, what area of study you missed. And then if you have really low scores or just concerned about your grade or what you missed, especially on essays, I suggest you talk to me because every professor has different requirements for essays. It's good to know kind of what each professor wants, and every professor has different types of tests. The more tests you take of that professor's, the more you'll know their patterns and the better you can prepare for their exams. Then invest your time in preparing for the test. Do concentrated effective study, and don't do all-nighters. Don't just cram it in before the exam, because then you're going to be tired and have cognitive overload and just not know what's going on and not do as well. So arriving early is also something. You can log on earlier, like with 5 minutes, to boost your confidence. That way you're not rushing and then sitting down and starting it right away, and you don't have time to decompress from running around. You can get your notes all laid out properly, all organized, what you're going to look at, what you need, things like that. The lecture PowerPoints are given to you online. Use them to take notes so you're not rushing to write everything down. The main thing is, since it's video, you can pause it if you want and go back. You don't have to write as what I am saying as I am saying it. Read the test directions very carefully and watch for details. This is what I talked about before. You may find that more than one answer may be possible for multiple choice tests. If they are, I will note on there, circle all that apply, or answer all that apply. If it does not have that, then there is only one answer to that question. When you're going through your multiple choice questions the first time, try narrowing it down to the ones you're not quite sure on the ones that you're like, I know this answer is wrong. Just eliminate it. That way you're not looking at it over again. We're going to have multiple choice, true, false, and open answer questions. again, do the test in multiple passes. What I like to do for online exams is write on a piece of paper the numbers 1 through 30, depending on how many questions there are. And then you can cross them off as you go, and then the ones you need, you can circle. That way, there's not really a way to put it online that you're like, I need to go back to this question, so it's easiest just to have it on a piece of paper. That's it. That is the syllabus. If you have any questions, please email me. I have emailed everyone, so they should have my email address. If you don't, it's ec.sperber, S as in Sam, P as in Paul, E-R, B as in boy, E-R, @gmail.com. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions. If you want to Zoom for an like in-person, kind of online in-person question, please let me know and I'll try to satisfy that and get a time and we can do that. Okay. Hopefully next week will go better.